Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Thermo Heart, which you can see here in this particular thumbnail. My imagination is, almost like a heart on fire, full of thermal energy, ready to be released from all of these valves and whatnot around it. Now, today's puzzle from DocLogic, which I would emphasize is a different individual from Dr. Logic, even if they have very similar names. When I spotted it, I was thinking, we haven't played a DocLogic or Dr. Logic puzzle in a long time, so we really should feature this particular puzzle. As of the time of recording, it's got 96% rating. We're in for a treat. And anything else to say? 1 star, as is typical for a weekday, before a few harder puzzles coming up this weekend. So let's just crack on with this particular puzzle and take a look at what we have in store for us with Thermo Heart by DocLogic and the following set of rules. You can very clearly see the heart there in the middle in a few different lines, and to understand what the lines are, the rules, normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. German whispers, digits along the green line must have a difference of at least 5 to their neighbor. If this cell is a 2, this would be 7, 8, or 9 to be 5 or more away. If that was an 8, this would have to be 1 or 3, not the 2 because that would repeat in the column, to be 5 or more away. And this is kind of the normal nuance that you see in a German whisper line, where you oscillate between low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then back and forth. Renban, so digits on the purple line. I'm actually going to disagree with the color here. I'm going to say the pink line. Form a group of consecutive figures in any order. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cell line. Now, it doesn't explain that in the rule. Digits on the purple line form a group of consecutive figures in any order. But I'm going to assume that means that it cannot have any repeats. So this is a 6-cell line. So if this cell is a 1, then all of the following cells must be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in any order. The 6 could be here, the 5 could be there, the 4 could be there, 3 and 2. That would be fine. It doesn't, of course, have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, etc. As long as they're consecutive, you've got a good run. And then we have, I've skipped the thermometers, the whole point of the Thermo Heart, sorry. Then we have digits increase starting from the bulb end on thermometers. So these are the thermometers. Essentially, the digits must increase as you get further away from the bulb end. So if this cell is a 2, this would have to be 3 or higher. It doesn't have to be in regular steps. That could be 3, that could be 5. The main thing is that I can never decrease at any point. That 4 breaks the rule. Then, last but not least, we've got the Kropkis. Cells linked with a white dot are consecutive. So if this cell, for example, is a 7, this would have to be 6 or 8 to be consecutive with the 7. We also have cells linked with a blank dot have a ratio of 1 to 2. If this cell is a 2, this would be 1 or 4, so that one cell is double the other. Not all possible dots are given, so 2 here with a 3, clearly consecutive, no white dot, not a problem. And 8 with a 4 in here, clearly in a 2 to 1 ratio, without a black dot, that is also not an issue. That's all the rules we have for today. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. With that said, I'm going to restart the clock, see how I get on. Now, nothing in particular, I'm going to say, has caught my attention as an easy place for a break-in. Admittedly, there's a lot going on in box 5, and the natural inclination that this is likely to include low digits in the thermometer to be able to fit in all of these different digits, some of which overlap in the same rows, columns, or boxes, is that these are going to be generally relatively low digits, which means the Renban is going to have to do the heavy lifting in box 5 and carry some of the larger figures. Now, that's not really a way to approach this. What I'm probably going to do is use the fact that German whisper lines oscillate between high and low digits and color them. And essentially, I don't know if these are low or high. All I know is that they're oscillating between purple and orange. And we have some things to consider. How is that helpful, if I'm honest? The interesting thing is that on the black Kropki dots, these are different. So one of these is going to have 6 or 8 on them because these are the only digits that are higher than 5 or high digits that can have a double or a digit that is in a 2-to-1 ratio. I feel like I'm missing a lot with this puzzle. And normally what that means is I'm not doing enough Sudoku, I'm not doing enough pencil marking. Let's have a think about this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 6 at a minimum. So orange is high. Can't have 5 on a German whisper line, otherwise the neighbor will be 0 or 10, neither of which is allowed. This is the absolute minimum set of digits. Orange has to be high. That's our polarity sorted on the German whisper line. Now, what does that all mean? Now, this cell cannot be, for example, a 4, otherwise to be 5 or more away, this would be a double 9. So this is 1, 2, 3. Same is true for this cell. This is the 6 or 8 that we were discussing earlier. This is 3 or 4, depending on what cell it is. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. It can't be 2 because 1, 2 means that this is a minimum of 3. 4 has to be on one of these cells now. Essentially, yeah, because it's either 3, 4 or it's 4, 5. Can't have 3 and 5. They won't be consecutive. That means that 1, 2, 3, and because 4 can't be in here, that this is a minimum of 5, and therefore this is a minimum of 6. Although to be fair, if this is 5, and remember the 4 is hidden, the consecutive digit here will be the 6, and this is a minimum of 7. So it's a very strange thermometer. And in fact, this white Kropki dot means that 1 would require a 2 in here, and therefore this would be 3. This was never be able to be a 3. This is a minimum of 4. And if it is 4, which is the minimum it can be, that couldn't be a 5, and that would break. Would it? Yeah. If that's 4, that would have to be 3. And then if that's not, if that's no longer 3, I can't have 1 and 2 in here. So that can't be a 4. For the reasons I've just outlined, that is a 5, that is a 4, that is an 8. This is changing the minimum in here. Now this is at least 6, and therefore this is at least 7, and therefore this is at least 8. So this is 8 or 9. This can't be an 8 because we've got that in a row. So this is 6 or 7. And because it can't be 8, of course it can't be 9, otherwise this cell would be 10. So if this is 6, that's 7. If this is 7, well, it can't be 8, that's 6. So we end up with a 6-7 pair. This is also somewhat forced now. With 4 and 5 gone, we know that we have essentially 1, 2, 2, 3. And we know that this digit has to be consecutive. I can do 2, 1, and 3. So it's not like I have to start at 1. But this is 1, 2, 3, and we have a 1, 2, 3 triple. We have a 6-7 pair, and this is the other 8, 9 in box 5 to finish up. Excellent. Now, with a 6 or 7 on this Renban, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it was a 7-cell Renban. I can still reach all the way down to a 1, even if this cell is a 7. So it doesn't exactly help me just yet to rule out some digits on these. Let's go back to our German whisper line. This is 7, 8, 9. Can't be a 6 with a double 1. An 8 in here means that this is a maximum of 3. This is also 7, 8, or 9. We end up with a 7, 8, 9 triple, which means one of these cells is a 7, and therefore one of these cells cannot be a 3, which is, I think, an obvious statement. There's also 1, 2, 3, so one of these cells is a 1. Okay. Not 6, 7, or 8. That was a more obvious statement. That's 9. That's 8. Now, 8 is big enough to say that I can't put 1 on this Renban anymore. if I put 1 anywhere in here, I'm not going to be having a consecutive run all the way through to an 8 on a 7-cell Renban. Now, it also means that I need this 6, 7, which is obviously different from this 6, 7. It can't be in here. And it's essentially in one of these 3 cells. Sorry, 8 in here means that's 9. That's 8. This is 7. And this is 9. That can't be the 3. Sorry, that can be the 3. That can't be the 3. This is 1 or 2. And also that can't be a 3. This is 1 or 2. I could have sworn that at some point I had 1, 2, 3 in the row. No, it's in row 5. Okay. So I want to think about this Renban. I have another 6, 7. I have a 5. I can't have a 9. Oh, no, I mean, I could here. So technically I could have 9, 6, 7. I mean, 6, 9, 7, 5. Well, let's try that again. I mean, I could put... Anyway, I'm sure I can make this work with a 9 in here. Okay, 9 is very permissive, less exciting. 8, I mean, we obviously knew, well, with an 8, we obviously knew it wasn't a 4. This has to be 7, 8, or 9. It can't be a 6 with a double 1. This is 1, 2, 3. Can't be, it can be 4, because that could be, no, it can't be 2. Right. If this is 4, this would be 2 or 8. Can't be 8, and it can't be 2 on this thermometer. So this is also limited to 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the minimum I can place in here. But that isn't good enough because that can't be 6. So I have to go higher with 4 or 6 to pair up with the 2 or 3. So that can't be 1. Puts a bit of a ceiling on this thermometer, but like not really enough of a ceiling. Because, you know, that could be 5, that could be 4. You know, I could repeat a 6 in here or any other high digit. So it's not really much of a ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 cells from the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough for a quintuple, but something. Okay. So I need 7 in one of these 2 cells. I'm very tempted, by the way, to pencil mark this Renban, given we only have 1 degree of freedom at this point. But feels premature, feels like a lot of pencil marking, and although admittedly the pencil marking is what led me to kind of getting going. There has to be 2 in one of these 2 cells. You can't have 2 odd digits, 1 and 3 consecutive, so that was never a 2, that's a 3. Took me a while to spot that, and therefore that's not a 3, that's a 1, 2 pair. That's also not a 3, that's 1, 2 pair now. Because this cannot be 9 or 8, or for that matter a 7, so the largest digit on this thermometer is a 6. That can't be 5, that's a 4, that's 3, that's 2. So I don't actually have that many degrees of freedom on this particular thermometer. I could do 2, I can't do 3, I can't do 5. I think the 4 here is forced, and this is 5 or 6. Now in here it means that there is a definite 3 with this 1, 2, 3 triple. Therefore this cannot be 7. And it also means that's not a 3 either. We're constantly squeezing this potential quintuple, but the fact that this can still be a 5 throws it off a bit. I think I can technically get away with no. this cannot be a 2. If this is 1, 2, well, what am I going to do with these two cells? If I can't get away with a 2, and the 3 is in here, and the 4 and 5 aren't available, this is at least 6. I can go 6, 7, or 9. That's a full pencil mark for that cell. It hardly feels like enough anyway. We can complete row 5, that's 7, that's 6. Still leaves 9 on the table with that option here. 6 in there. I mean, everything basically is still on the table other than the 4. Actually, the 1 and 2 in the column means this is 3 or 5. So what is in here? We've got 1 and 5. No, 5 has been pencil marked. So 1 hasn't been pencil marked. So one of these two cells is 1. We know that 1 is not in this cell. Actually, pencil marking this Renban now is useful because I can see all the high digits taken care of in this box. So I'm essentially left with low digits and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I can't have a 4 repeat on the Renban. I can't have it in here. So the only place for a 4 in box 6 is there with a 9 next to it. And then the remaining cells are from 1, 2, 3, 5. 1 and 2 are not here. That's a 3, 5. That's another 1, 2. And therefore this is 3, 5, 6 just to complete the row. So 3, 5, 6, which I think are all allowed right now. Because essentially this is either 3, 5, 6 with a 4, 7, and 8 if this is not 9. And obviously if this is 9, well, that would be 5, that would be 6, because the 3 wouldn't be on there, would it? No, it wouldn't. It would be 4. Hang on, it has to be on there. Sorry, let me think this through again. I feel like I just said some nonsense. Because it's a 7-cell Renban, I'm missing 2 digits. The 1 is definitely not on there because there is an 8. But I could have a stretch of 2 through to 8 or 3 through to 9. I feel like I've broken something. Ah, there you go. The 7 means that's the 6. That's the 7. That can't be 6 anymore. That is 3, 5. And this is the 2 or 9 that I was describing as still undefined. Now, this is not 2 because we've got a 1, 2, 3 triple in the row. So that is 9. That means this is 8. And yeah, it doesn't actually help. This is 3, 5. That's just 6. It helps in that we've made progress, but I mean, I was thinking that 9 or something would help me resolve some stuff in the column somewhere. Not really. So 1, 2, 4. I need another 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 somewhere in here. Unknown. This is a high digit. That is not 8 or 9. 6 or 7. Both of which are allowed because I could do 1 and 6 comfortably. This is not 9, 7, or 8. There you go. Sorry, 7 and 8 can see the cell, and this 9 can see it. So that can only be a 6. Therefore, this can only be a 1. That's a 2. That's a 3. That leaves 1 and 2 in here, but that gives me a 5 there, a 3 there, a 5 here, a 1 there, a 2, a 1, a 2, and a 7. Fantastic. Right, 9 in here means and 7 and 6. So if this is not 8, that is 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 shockingly works. No, 5, 4, 3, that can't be 2. So that can't be 5, that's too low. It can only be an 8 because 6, 7, and 9 are all gone. It still doesn't put a huge amount of pressure on these cells. Let's pencil mark what we have in the middle. We need 3, 4, and 5. That is not a 3. So one of these cells is a 3. The other one doesn't have to be, I mean, that's not 4 or 5. So that is the 3. this one can actually be either 4 or 5. So this can be as low as 5. This can be a 6. It can't be a 7, but it can be an 8. Generally, I can't have 7 in this box. And this can be 6 to make this 8, to make this 9. I don't need to use the 6 or the 8. I could do 5 and 8, for example, or 5 and 6. So I could still have high digits in here. And then this 3 over there could have 4 and 5. Can't have 6, and obviously needs to be less than 8. So this could go as high as 7. And this can't be 5, can't be 6, can't be 7, or 8, obviously. So that is just 4. That's 4. I feel like I'm doing this a little bit slower today for some reason, but we'll keep going. So in the column, I need the 9, which can't be on the white Kropki because the 8 is not available. And this has to be from 1, 2, 3. Can't be, has to have the 2. Therefore, that's not a 2, that's the 1. And therefore, that's not what I meant to do at all. Yeah, that is exactly what I meant to do. Right, so that's 2, 3. If it's 2, that can't be 1, that's 4. If it's 3, that has to be 6. Which feels like it's starting to get a bit sparse now, so chances are I'm not doing enough Sudoku. Usually I'm not doing enough Sudoku. 2 is in here, not very useful. 3 is in there, that's a 2, 3 pair. That's 5, 7. 5, 7 means I have 4, 6, and 8 in here. That's not the 8. That's another 4, 6. That's an 8. And then 3 digits that are known. This is 5, 7, 9. And that's not a 9. I need a 1 down here. In fact, 2, 3 means no 2s in either of these. And this was never a 9 anymore. Well, I mean, it could have been a 9. So essentially I have another 1, 4, 5 and another 6, 7, which could be anywhere. Okay. I'm really not keen about doing tons of pencil marks right now. So like I'm still, let's say, proceeding with caution. That 3 gave me that 2 and that 3 and that 6 a while back. Start thinking about how far back. There's another 6, 7, and a 1, and a 9. And the only place for a 9 in this column, well, it can't be here, can't be there, that's 9. Now, 1 and 6, 7 are the remaining digits. And I can't seem to be able to eliminate any of them. Okay. We need a 6 in these two cells. And that, just Sudoku. That can't be a 6 because that can't be a 3. So that is a 6. That is a 5. That is a 7. That's a 5. Right, so this is not 3, 6. This side is not 1 or 2. So that's 4 or 8. And then if it's 8, it's 4. If it's 4, well, it can't be 8. It's 2. There's a definite 4 between these two cells. Then in here, I have, well, actually, it's 2 and 4. No, it's not. That's not a 2. So this cell can't be 1 because that can't be 2. And then can't be 2. And it can be 4. It can't be 8. Don't know why I made that seem so difficult. Sometimes I do that. This is a 1, 3 pair. That 8. Give me another 8 down here. Has it helped me? I think that's all the 8s pretty much done or will be done. So this is another 1, 2, 3. It's not a 3. So this is 1, 2 pair, which means that's 4. That's 5. This is another 1, 6, 7, except it's not 6. That 4 gave me a 5 and a 4. And then from the remaining digits that I have, which are 1, 2, 6, 7. Essentially, this is either a 1, 2 pair, which would break, because I would have 3 digits in 4 cells, or it's 6, 7. So that answers that. 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 6, 7 pair not resolved. Right, we're very much towards the end of this puzzle. This is 5 and 7. That's 5, that's 7. These are 1 and 2, which gives me 3, 6, 4, 2, 6, 7. And in here, just to wrap up, 3, 4, 9, 5, 7. If I've not made, oh, hang on, no. If I've not made any mistakes, 7 for the finish. Beautiful puzzle, DocLogic. Thank you so much for creating it and sharing it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video, and I'll see you back soon. Bye-bye for now.